My Pokemon cup. Sorry about that. So, this is what a Burpee War is. Every year on March 15th, the Ides of March, we start a Burpee War. The Burpee War is 100 days long. You have a 20-minute time limit to complete your burpees every single day. On day 1, you owe 1 burpee. On day 2, 2. Day 3, 3. Day 4, 4. It goes on like that until day 100. If you make it to day 100, when it's over, you are a burpee master. There are no prizes. We go on the honor system. Although in recent years, we've been using a lot of video communication. That's mostly for bragging rights and not really for verification, so it's not mandatory. The amount of burpees you say you did is the amount of burpees the group acknowledges you did. That's it, you know? It's awesome. This is the 12th year. We do it every year. It's typically been small groups, but the groups have been getting bigger and bigger each year. And we're running it through Instagram. I'll have an Instagram up, the 12th annual Great Burpee War, or we might just use the page from the 11th annual Great Burpee War again. And I will funnel all you guys and gals that want to do this over there. It is an awesome challenge. It is my favorite thing that we do every year. And you're gonna love it. It started with me and my sister-in-law 12 years ago, just the two of us, just challenging each other. It used to be a last man standing competition, and we did that for like half a dozen years, but everyone kept getting too hurt. So now we just go to 100. It's super fun, and I'd love it if you participated. I'd love it if you did it with us. It's a war of attrition, you know? And now you're probably thinking 100 days in a row. First of all, that's not really that many burpees, but every single day, no exceptions, that sucks, you know? You can skip a day. So if you miss a day, there's a penalty. The penalty the next day is double the amount of burpees you missed, plus the burpees that you owe for that day in the time period. So my favorite example is, let's say you skip day 33. You owe 33 plus 33 plus 34 in 20 minutes. 100 burpees in 20 minutes is not that big a deal. But when you start getting over that, it gets pretty intense. You might be thinking, yo, Joe, I'm not really that in shape. 100 burpees in 20 minutes is a big deal for me. I promise you, if you do this war, by the end of 100 days, 100 burpees in 20 minutes will be no big deal to you at all. Most of our competitors in previous years, many of them who were not athletes and had no burpee experience, were able to do 100 in under 12 minutes, under 15 minutes. 15, 12 minutes, some went sub 10. I'm only a sub 8. I'd like to go sub 6. Anyway, that's detail. I'm bogging you down in details that are unnecessary. If you'd like to participate and you have plenty of time to think about it, leave a comment. Go over to Instagram and look for 11th Annual Great Burpee War or Yogi Mojo Jojo, and I'll redirect you from there. So that's the Burpee War. I just wanted to talk about it. I'm gonna do reminders every so often because I'm really excited about this year. I think this year is gonna be nasty. I'm gonna do Kang squats today. I'm gonna do Kang squats. I'm gonna work up to something heavy, and then I'm gonna do 5 sets of 10 front squats because I just want to. And then I'm gonna do a little benching, a little other business, you know, just for fun. I'm still kind of in a chaotic, undisciplined place in my training. I'm training every day, but I don't have a plan. And honestly, I've been enjoying it a lot. So, I don't know. Almost certainly I'll make some changes come February. But this has been a nice sort of pseudo deload. And I don't feel that bad about it. I really don't. That said, I have been hitting some good volume. And sets of 10 have been a real struggle for me. I'm not geared for those kind of reps, which is a little ironic because when I started weightlifting, it was reps that I could do. And 1 rep max has caused me enormous pain and fear. I used to do like 4 or 5 sets of 25 of everything. That was when I was my yoga teacher days. And I'll tell you what, man, I was ripped like Bruce Lee when I was doing that. But kind of fell in love with power. And I don't know, I just want to keep knocking on this door for a while. But sets of 10. I'm gonna keep earning that. And anyway, I've been talking for 6 minutes, so that's enough of this, right? I'll see you guys in my freshly cleaned gym. Okay, so hear me out. I know I said I was going to do front squats in my long-winded intro, but I decided to scrap that idea today. I worked up to a heavy triple in the Kang squat, which I did say I was going to do. So, I mean, at least on that part, I remain true to form. That's a little windy out. I think I'm going to go in the garage. Hold on. And I kind of wanted to do some rep work. I kind of wanted to do ATG split squats for sets of 10. And I did it in a little triplet, which I'll show you in a little bit. I'm going to work up to a set of 3 with 155 for the Kang squat, which is pretty heavy for me. And honestly, if I'm doing a set of 3 with 155, then I should... Sorry, the door is pretty loud, I'd imagine. Here we go. Then I would imagine I should probably raise my daily minimum on the back squat. I mean, if I'm doing a good morning and then dropping all the way to ass to grass, then 155 is too light for my minimum. That said, I'm not ready to make this decision yet. So we'll give it a little bit of time and we'll think about it. But probably 185. Probably it's got to be 185. Which also kind of makes some sense because that's my New Year's resolution. I want 20 reps at 185. So maybe starting February, I'll make that transition for good. I think it's time. You know, it's a 30-pound jump in my minimum. And there will be days where I'm definitely in trouble with that. But also, it's a doable weight. You know, I have that for 1 rep on good days and bad, no problem. I talked at length about the Burpee War, and I'm really excited about it. I think this year's Burpee War is going to be intense. I feel like we're in the first real year post-COVID, you know, and we need a sort of exorcism of that low-grade trauma we all suffered during shutdown and the pandemic. Maybe I'm just being poetic and romantic or what have you, and that isn't the case, but at least I want it. I know it's going to be a hard war. It's always a hard war. I've never, in 11 years, I've never had a Burpee War where there wasn't at least a 3-day stretch in the middle that was just devastating, just absolutely devastating. That's the awesome power and potency of the Burpee War, getting through the rough patches. Last year's was rough. There were 3 total rough patches for me, and I remember them distinctly. But I haven't failed the Burpee War in years, and I don't know, man. I know that one's coming for me, maybe even this year. And that's exciting too. Like, you'd think failing would be awful, but if you give your all and fail, it's an amazing sensation. What else? Yeah, this is 155 for 3. My ass is literally almost all the way to the ground. I wish I was coming up a little better than that, but that's okay. Coming up, you're going to see my triplet. So I do 10 halos with 25 pounds, kneeling halos. And This was just like to get some work in, non-specific. I'm probably gonna hit another workout this afternoon, but we'll see. I reserve the right to change my mind on that too. I'm being kind of whimsical and kind of dippy with my training lately. I like a little bend in the knee on these, and you're not really seeing it great at this angle, but there's almost like a reverse kind of bridge going on, where I have some tension in the quads. I'm using my toes to break it. Then just 3 reps with the ab wheel. I think I reposition you a little bit. Yep. I'm using a block under my knees on the ab wheel because I'm trying to build up to a standing ab wheel. And like I can almost do one. So this adds just a little bit of extra resistance. I'm pretty bendy. It seems like I'm good at these, but it's like, it's actually, I'm just really flexible and I can get in a position easily, but I still can't do a full standing one. It's frustrating. And now we're taking a little walk. I'm going out to my steps and we're gonna do some ATG split squats. My foot's up on the first step and I use the banisters as a little bit of a brace. The reason I wanted to do this instead of front squats today is I've got some major imbalances and you'll see them play out here. You know, one hip fights me a lot more than the other. And so I want to do this as kind of corrective. Interestingly, this is my right foot, and you'll see these look strong and pretty clean. And it's the right hip that's the problem. But power isn't the problem. It's space, it's not tracking correctly. And it somewhat counterintuitively shows itself when it's the kickstand leg here. See, these are much harder, much more challenging. And it's not power that I'm having an issue with, it's position. So yeah, that's what I did today. Just another day in the office. This is Joe in real life. I love you guys. Be good to each other today, okay? And I'm gonna try real hard to do the same, just like always. See you tomorrow.